Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
And we're back again. Woo!
As we are every week. Every Sunday, guys.
Every Sunday we're here.
Yes.
Follow
Waiting
us.
for you.
You know, YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Instagram.
It's been almost
Twitter,
3 years.
TikTok.
We've only missed 2 Sundays.
Kofi.
Right.
And that was because of
And we
storms.
have all those links in a link tree on Twitter.
We do. It's
There you
beautiful.
go.
So it's nice in one place.
Please go to it.
Excellent. So, who wants to lead this guy?
You, because
You,
Okay, I'm
because
holding
you
it,
have
so-
this.
Dumpster
All right,
fire.
guys. We haven't had a movie review in a little bit.
Mm.
I believe our last ones were around Halloween-ish.
Yes,
Would that be
so
it?
I think so.
Bert.
So, the
Oh, that
wonderful Kevin Richardson movie, Vampire Bert's Serenade,
Ouch.
which was kind of like a Rocky Horror type vampire
Cult?
Drug
drug
yeah.
trip. Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah.
strange. So if you want to hear about that, you can go back there. We also reviewed Nick Carter's The Pendant, which is his short film that he made.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also did Dead 7. So Dead 7 was, again, a Nick creation that he got a bunch of boy banders together and they made a zombie western movie. But wait, that's not the first time that a bunch of boy banders got together in one film. No, my friends,
You
Do
would think
tell.
it was.
let's
but
take you back to
1997.
2001-ish, because I cannot see it and it's in small printing.
I think it was
Can
2001.
I see?
I think you said it yesterday.
I believe I said it yesterday. It was 2001. Anyways, a gentleman by the name of Lou Pearlman decided that he wanted to make a movie about all of his boy bands.
This is
and girl
printed in
groups.
Canada 2002, but the movie could have come out
I
in
think-
2001.
Hold on, I check IMDb.
In Canada. Look at that.
Yes, well, obviously.
Well, this
Particular one.
particular
according
label.
to Internet Movie Database, it came out in 2001. It is rated PG-13, hour and 33 minutes, and the movie, my friends, is called Longshot. Please show it to the camera
Oh.
if you are watching.
It's pretty much
It's pretty
a bunch
dark.
of hoopla.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe this was shot over a larger
It's
period
like
of
a
time.
weird-
Yeah, it's not
Because
gonna.
Lou
It's too
wanted-
dark.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It's okay.
Anyways, so I'm going to read the back, and then I'm going to read what IMDb has said about this, and then we will get into the discussion of this movie.
Wonderful.
So, some people have seen it, some people didn't. It was obviously very important that we got a hold of this movie back in the day because I like to collect all boy band related things. So, all right. Today's hottest stars together in their first feature film. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to catch all your favorite stars in one movie, here's your chance. With awesome cameos by Innocence, C-Note, O-Town, and LFO, Longshot is a movie like you've never seen before. Get ready for hot new music and non-stop stargazing on an unbelievable adventure where two brothers find that when life hands you curveballs, sometimes the best solution turns out to be a long shot.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
And en français, s'il vous plaît, de vous... No, I'm not going to read that. Anyways,
But can I see something?
the French is much shorter. Here's the thing.
So it literally
Curveball
doesn't call out NSYNC for being in this movie. Their pictures are here.
Yeah, that's
okay,
weird.
well, on the front
name?
it says, so Paul Sorvino, Hunter Tylo, Antonio Sabato Jr., Ellen Albertini Dow, and introducing Tony DeCamelis. Cameos include C-Note, Innocence, LFO, members of NSYNC.
But
Oh.
they're all in it.
No, only 3.
No, all of them.
Yes, all members of NSYNC are. That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. O-Town, Britney,
Even Britney
Spears, Take 5, and more.
But you know what it is? This
What?
came out in 2001.
Uh-huh.
You know when NSYNC dissolved their relationship with Lou Pearlman?
2001?
No strings attached,
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like there was some issues with this coming out, probably because of that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, yes. So excuse me, 1 second. I'm not a big sports person, but curveball, is that not a baseball thing?
Correct.
Yes, that's
Okay.
when you
And
pitch.
Longshot was about basketball.
Well, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, there was some baseballs involved, but we'll discuss
Yeah,
that
remember?
later.
Oh,
But
no.
that's not, I don't feel this analogy works
Yeah, I think
here. So according to IMDb, a 20-something tennis, so this really gives us no information at all.
Not
Not
really,
at all.
no.
There's a bunch of celebrities and two brothers, which,
Please buy
you know
this
what,
DVD.
honestly is pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
But according to IMDb, a 20-something tennis instructor / gigolo
Yeah.
gets embroiled in a scheme involving seduction and insider trading. So yeah,
That's it.
The mob.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, that's probably more accurate than what was said on the back.
Yes. So
It's like not even a paragraph.
Lydia,
Oh, sorry.
Lydia put a lot of notes down.
I did,
This
I did.
time I decided I would not take notes.
I also did not take
Lydia
any
was the
notes.
note
I took
taker.
a lot of notes.
Yes.
Observe. Oh, you guys see. Oh, that's
and-
like
Oh, that's a lot of
Yikes,
right.
that's a
Wow.
lot of
And
goodness.
then the genre is action, comedy, crime.
I guess there was
Comedy.
some action.
Okay. I mean, I guess
we were
if
laughing
you're
at them.
laughing at it and
Not
not
yes.
with it.
True.
That's true. That's true.
So it
Okay.
involves Jack Taylor is this tennis instructor gigolo,
Mm.
his brother Alex who sucks at basketball, and various
Does
other
he,
characters.
though?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Let me just go into like the I'm gonna read off some points form, and then we can kind of like elaborate should we
Yes.
need to. Okay.
Sure.
So it auto corrected to Longshot.
Also, I believe another movie out is right now is called Longshot, and it's
Yeah?
on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Longshot, and I was like, oh, that's not the people that are in
Would
this
you
movie.
want this on Netflix, Chinzia?
Yes.
Yes, she would.
Because
Yeah,
some
yes, you would,
people,
yeah.
and you know what? Even though it says PG-13 in Canada, it's only rated PG.
There's a lot of hugs.
Yeah,
Yes.
they didn't even kiss. What the hell?
I think
But
we
then
got
there was
one.
also like
at
some
the
dick
end.
jokes and stuff, and I was just like, what? I don't know.
Well, this is Longshot, one word. The movie you're referring to is Longshot, two words.
And it's a rom-com.
It is.
Ooh, interesting.
Who's in it?
Maybe we can
None
watch
of
it
these
one-
guys.
Charlize Theron, Seth Rogen,
Oh, so it's a comedy.
bunch of people I don't know.
So already more than yes.
Already more budget in those two actors than
This
this
is
entire movie.
true.
Okay, all right. So our story begins with O-Town watching an
Oh,
infomercial
yes.
about the movie. What?
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because O-Town is not actually in the movie except for the beginning and the end, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think Lou had this movie done and was like, oh shit, I need to get O-Town in here somehow. So here we go. That's it. So
Shoehorn it in.
So Eric is watching an infomercial of Eric and Ashley
yeah.
Dressed
acting
as-
in this infomercial,
yeah.
but it's not them. It's like, oh, these guys are so Ashley, come here and watch it. So they're watching themselves.
Snake
being like,
oil salesman.
like, you need to buy this movie, Longshot. And it's like, doesn't look anything like this. It's like a blue cover and it's a VHS
And
And it
tape.
doesn't even
Yeah.
work the phone.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the Blockbuster, you know, when you would like rent
Yeah.
the movies. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
So they're just like, wow, yeah. They're like, oh, these guys are ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. Hey, other
30
guys
copies?
come in. And then they're like, yeah, 30 copies. Oh my God. He's like jumping up and down and excited.
The phone
And
floor is
then-
unplugged.
I know,
It's
it's
not
not
attached. And then Dan comes in with Trevor, and Trevor's looking like perturbed, and Dan's like, "This is ridiculous." And then Jacob just randomly appears with a guitar, sitting on the couch. They're all sitting on this couch, and you're like, "Okay." And they're like, "This is so stupid. Who would buy this?" Like, Trevor would probably. And Trevor's like, "It's not that stupid. Whatever." They're like, "But Trevor would probably buy this." And Trevor's like, "Shut up, guys."
Which now I'm mad that we didn't ask Trevor if he actually buys things off the home
Did
shopping
you actually
channel.
own Longshot?
No,
Yes.
I doubt he owns Longshot, but I mean, does he buy things off the home shopping channel?
Oh my
is
God, we
what
need
I
to get
wanna
this
know.
signed if we go see them again. Okay, anyways. Not the point of the question. So anyways, so then this doorbell rings and it's a letter carrier chick who's now, so Jacob answers the door and she's kind of hitting on them or something.
He's kind of hitting on
He's
her.
hitting on her. She's
I'll
like,
be whoever you want me to be, baby.
No, that was
They're
Because
great.
she's like,
they're
are
like,
you Trevor?
Panic.
And he's like, sure.
"Oh, okay, Trevor, then sign this." And I'm just like, okay. And she's like half it, and she's in the house. I was like, what delivery person comes in your house? Okay. So then they're just like still making fun of this thing, and then he comes back and he's like, "Oh, look what I got! What Trevor got! He got the long shot!" And then Trevor's like, "What the fuck? So first he's embarrassed and he's like, was that all that was in there? And he's like, yeah. He's like, what the hell? I was supposed to get 2 because it's like buy one, get one free. So he's all mad. And they're like, this is so stupid. Let's watch it. So they put this VHS tape in.
VHS tape, guys.
And
VHS.
then
This DVD is out
And
of
then the magic happens.
technology.
Yes.
This was a VHS.
So once the VHS enters the machine,
I wonder if this is available on VHS as well for
why would
just
you
DVD.
want it?
I don't.
Because
Okay.
it's Tunisia.
Okay. So and I put this basketball game. The guy sucks.
So it's the championship game. It's all whatever. It's the very last second. He's supposed to do it, and then he fails and doesn't get it in.
He
And
does.
Zachary Ty Bryan is
Oh,
very
yes.
pissed at him.
Yes.
And Topanga's a hoe.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's like we're like, where did these '90s TV show?
Yeah,
characters-
what happened?
So Zachary Ty Bryan looks exactly the same as he did on Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Well,
This
I
must
don't
have been
think.
around
I
that
think it was
time.
an overlapping time. It's
Yeah.
not like present day.
No,
Well, yes.
exactly.
And then Topanga looks like Topanga.
Yeah.
And
Danielle-
again,
The same. It's
overlapping
what Diane
time.
was
I think
saying, yes.
those shows were still on the air
And
in
then I was just like,
2001.
I wonder if they ever dated.
Topanga
Who
and
knows?
I don't know.
Probably
So anyways,
not.
Alex is the kid. He messes up, whatever. Then he has a nerd buddy. He's like, it's okay, Alex. I'm your nerd buddy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like, oh, sorry, go back to your notes.
My
Okay,
favorite.
okay.
Yep, this is what he looks like now.
Is that a...
Let's
is-
see.
Oh my gosh!
was
Oh, it is a
arrested.
I was gonna say, I'm like, is that one of those like mug shots? Yes, it is.
What?
Yep,
Let me see.
sure
Let me see.
is.
Let me see.
That's not a bad mug shot.
That's a bad one.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, he's still cute.
No, he's
He
not.
was never my favorite. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor
He
Thomas.
doesn't
JTT for
JTT.
life, boy.
He doesn't look good, guys.
He doesn't.
He's trying.
Are you
He's
saying
not.
that it would be a long shot if his career came
Okay,
out?
listen. If there was
there's-
a guy off the street and this guy, I'd probably pick this guy because I mean he's like, all right. I mean he's got to get frosted tips again. Let's be honest. But other than that, he's alright.
All right.
All right.
Okay, continue on.
Okay, so then I have Justin is a car jockey and NSYNC is on the radio.
Okay, so they're now, so it starts off with this basketball game, then it does like the little intro screen, and then now they're at like a country club.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
is this where?
Justin Timberlake is,
No, but what is the point of this scene?
because
It's-
the brother comes.
Yes,
Oh,
because
okay,
this is
that's
where the
what I was
brother
gonna
I
works.
say.
think the brother works there and he teaches tennis lessons.
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
It's a front for his jiggle
Or,
business.
but
Yes.
at one point he says he's a personal trainer, so I don't know. But they show him playing tennis at some
It
point.
makes no sense.
Anyway, so he comes in, and then the guy was like talking. You can see Justin's ramen noodle head, and I was very
Shinzia
angry.
was
while
very
rewatching
angry.
it. I didn't realize how much I hate Justin. I did realize, but how much the hatred still burns.
The anger
So
came
then
out.
they're like, "Don't drive the car fast. Don't put the music up, and don't squeal the tires." So then Justin like walks over to his butt, and the car pulls up, and whatever, it's the guy. And he's like, "Hey, I just talked to the boss. He said, drive really fast, put the music up really loud, and squeal the tires at all times." We're just like, son of a bitch.
Trying to get his buddy fired.
What the heck? Which I think might have been his real life buddy. And then I think his mom pulls up and he
I
takes...
don't know if it was.
But then the
mom.
girl looked at his butt.
It was just. a
So
little
I'm like, I
strange.
don't think it was
You
the
know
mom.
what?
I hope it wasn't his
She
mom.
was in it.
Yes, when I said the name,
Yeah,
you
Lynn.
said, yeah, that's his mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So he was hitting on his mom.
Nobody
He
was
wasn't
hitting on
his
anyone.
mom.
It was
I
a
just
nice
let
butt
it-
or something. Isn't it?
No, she
you-
looked at his bum.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
that's her son. She can look at whatever she wants.
She's
I
I don't
guess.
know. That's
Well,
weird
I
though.
guess.
She wiped that ass.
I don't care.
I
That's
guess.
weird.
Okay, that might not be her. She might have been in a different part of the thing. I don't freaking know. Anyways,
Pollyanna Duro was in it.
which we
apparently.
also missed because
She was
She's
at
at
the
the pizza
pizzeria.
place.
Yes.
So I feel like we might need to go back and rewatch this, guys.
No.
No,
No.
we watched it twice.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
I draw the line at a third time.
No. All right, let me
Yes.
continue with my thing. Okay, so after Justin being a car jockey, we see the Gigolo man eating raw eggs.
That was gross.
Yes,
Nasty.
because that was a big thing in the late 90s.
In the
and
Rocky
80s.
movies, that's what he
Whoa,
ate
for protein.
For
No,
protein,
just-
to
But
get
it was
strong.
mostly a montage of him, like, with the different women that he was, like, training / sleeping with.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at my phone at that time, so I didn't notice that. But
that was gross.
so he was sleeping with them all.
I think
It seemed like
no,
it.
it seemed like it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we get over to a CD store.
Ah, yes.
With
With the old lady.
Yeah, Gilbert Godfrey and
Gilbert Godfrey was there. He was.
and the old
Why are you-
lady,
I'm trying to do a Gilbert Godfrey.
the old
voice
lady
for
from the
him.
wedding
Here's
singer.
what I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
He's the.
Does the old lady have a purpose in the end?
Yes, she gives money. No, she gives the tickets to the game.
ahead.
Oh,
Yes.
I
There's
was
a
just
whole
like,
reveal.
what was the relevancy of her?
I'll tell you.
We'll tell you when we get to that part.
But essentially,
No
yeah.
spoilers, Diane.
Okay,
on this
so essentially now
20-year-old movie.
Alex works at a radio
He
at
works at a
HMV,
record store.
kind of.
Gilbert Godfrey is his manager, who's annoying AF. And I don't know how he's still a manager because he's like yelling at customers and being
It
annoying.
was really rough.
Being
And
a
hitting on like
weirdo.
underage people. That was
Yeah,
weird.
He was just a weirdo. So then, like, the old lady from The Wedding Singer is there,
Yeah.
and she has possibly dementia.
And like
She
a
loses
bracelet.
She
something.
doesn't have dementia. She's sad
Because
Oh.
her kid.
because
Alex.
don't spoil it.
Never mind.
So anyway, so then he picks up like a bracelet, and they're like, "Oh, your girlfriend's here." Blah blah blah.
Old
And
lady.
they're like, "She's just an old lady that I like to help out." So she's like, "Oh, give me some music. My Raymond likes me." I don't know if her husband's dead.
My
No,
Raymond.
no,
At
her
one point-
plants. Her plants.
Yes.
Yes, it was for her plants,
Yes.
Chinzia.
So, so she buys CDs and whatever. DCs is what she calls them later. But yes. Oh,
Yes.
hilarious.
Okay, and then
Then he goes to
while
school.
we're at HMV, Topanga comes in, being
Oh,
hot.
that hoe.
Lots of touching going on. It was very hot.
So she's trying to like get him to ask her to prom or
Oh
something.
my gosh.
Yeah.
But he's so nervous because she's so hot and not like the other girls.
But I don't understand if she was doing that to be a dick.
But I
Or-
don't
Because she
know.
had a boyfriend
Because she's dating Zachary Ty Bryan
in this
Yeah.
movie.
in this movie, which I do not recall his name in this movie.
Deek.
Oh,
Deek,
yes, he was
yes,
being a
Deek.
big deek.
So I don't know if she's just a hoe or if she was a Deke center. I don't think so though. I feel like she was just whatever.
Who
He's like,
knows?
what about your boyfriend? She's like, blah, 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 I want to go to prom or something. He's like, okay. And then they're like, get back to work. I'm Gilbert
Yeah.
Godfrey.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Definitely watch Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yes.
So good. Okay, so I'll go on to the next point that I have. Car chase, question mark?
Okay, so now the brother is driving at night. Okay, so sorry, I forgot. The parents are dead. So the
Is
brother...
that established?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
okay. missed
what is
that.
the brother's name again? Jack. So Jack is raising Alex. So now Jack is driving in his convertible down the streets, and all of a sudden he's surrounded by like cars, and did they shoot at him
Yes.
and then kidnap him and then blow up his car?
Using a handset radio. A handset. Like, you know, like those, like, you know, like the handset phones.
Which he probably got at his store. No.
No.
I don't know.
No, that's later. That's later.
Okay.
Oh,
So anyway, so he gets brought to this mansion, and Paul Sorvino is like this mafia guy.
So that's when the
And
mob
I guess
comes in.
he was sleeping with his wife Mitzi.
Yes.
not he, the husband. He, the personal trainer.
Gigolo.
Jack was
Gigolo.
sleeping with Mitzi or something. I don't know. She was married, blah blah blah, or something. And then somehow
They didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
they then tell him that he needs to fly to New York to do a favor for them, or else whatever. And then
Or else they're gonna kill Alex.
They're gonna
He's
kill
gonna
his
swim
brother.
with the fishies.
And then they also are showing that they're like torturing a man on the tennis court by using one of those like softball machines to like
That was
In the
so
stomach?
hitting
weird.
him in the stomach with softballs as torture. And like, that
So
could be you.
bizarre. So weird.
Okay.
That was so bad.
That's so stupid.
And then does he? Oh, okay.
All right, sorry, we'll go back to my thing. Okay. Oh, we saw some horrible helicopter driving.
Oh my god, that was so bad.
Like, my
They
God.
kidnapped him. They
That's
took him
right.
on a
They kidnapped
helicopter.
him in a helicopter,
Yeah, and it's like there was like near crashes probably like 4 times.
and
We're like,
he was half out of the helicopter, and then we're like, "Oh, Lou must have chartered these helicopters."
Yeah.
So, like,
Insanity. Okay. So then we have so horrible helicopter driving, then with the mob, the baseball torture. Now we're back, and there's double nerds in the cafeteria.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
here we go.
So there's a teacher nerd. So he's walking, and Alex is all like, "I don't know what to do," blah blah. And teacher nerd obviously has a big pile of papers, and he has like the glasses, and is short and chubby. And then Alex turns around, and or somebody pushes him, and then they both fall to the ground, and papers are everywhere. So Alex is a good guy, so he helps him pick up all this stuff.
What a good guy.
And then, but then best friend nerd is also there, and now they're in the cafeteria, I think. And he's like, "Alex, it's okay that you did bad at the game because I'm your best friend. I'm a nerd."
Mhm.
And
For
then-
some reason, he has a lot of green
Green beans. Yeah.
So then Zachary Ty Bryan was all like, whatever, Alex, what the fuck, you fucked up the game or whatever. And then Nerd, even though he was already sitting at a table with his food, decides now would be a good time to pick up his tray of food and bring it over to
The
fight and be like, hey, don't you talk to my friend that way, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then, shockingly, Deke then, like, throws the food on him.
What?
And falls all over the place. There's a lot of the Nerd sticking up for
Yeah, that
Alex.
was weird.
It's like he's his own personal bodyguard, but then he's also...
Because you don't think a nerd would stick up for a friend.
He's like half the size of the Alex guy.
So
Yeah.
it's just, like, so awkward.
That was-
And then I'm
Is
like...
it like
bizarre.
a metaphor for like what?
I'm feeling
Phil,
like, was this what Lou was
yeah.
like as a child?
Maybe.
And that's
Right.
why he was like...
So stick up for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's just weird. And then I guess there's some sort of fight.
Yeah, and then it kind of fizzles off with the big nerds. Like,
And
"Arr."
he fights Al. Does Alex get a black eye or something?
No,
No,
later.
that's later.
That's
Okay.
later.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then you find out shortly after this that Alex actually knows how to fight and could have kicked his ass.
Because they went
But
boxing,
Antonio
right?
Sabato Jr., who is friends of Jack, his name is Tommy, has to come babysit him, right?
Yes.
This is after
so,
Jack
okay.
leaves.
So now, after the double nerds in the cafeteria, we see Britney Spears as an
Woo!
air stewardess.
So now the
So
brother
now-
is flying on a plane
yes,
to New
he's-
York.
And then she's
Because
like,
the
"Do you
rest
need
of the movie
anything?"
is taking place in California.
Yes, so they're in California. He's now on his way to New York. Britney Spears is like, I can get you anything. He's like, okay, thank you. I'll get a tequila. And then she's like, oh, somebody left this for you. So he has a lap. So it's like one of these like CDs that are shaped weird.
Like a square. No, like a
Yes,
trading
so
card.
it's like a business card type thing. So he
Yeah.
puts it in there, and they're like, "This is the woman you need to follow, and you need to see if she is who she's selling her company to, and you need to give me this information. But don't worry, she's good looking or something.
Don't fall for her. And you're just
And
like,
you're
oh
like,
my god,
oh,
so
I
lame.
need
He's
this
gonna fall
information
for
in a
her.
week." So he's like, okay, and then he's like falls asleep or something, and then the tequila comes, and he's like, oh hey, and he's like, oh hey, and then there's this like gay flight attendant for some reason. Who replaced Brittany, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm good." She's like, "Oh, he's good looking." "Oh, yeah," and I'm just like, "What the hell?" Is
It
that?
makes like no sense.
Oh,
yeah.
but you forgot that Lance Bass is in the cockpit.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yes,
That's
I
the
was
next
gonna
part.
get to that.
Yes.
Yes, Lance said something that.
So
wait,
now,
say the
so
line.
Brittany goes to bring the drinks to the people,
Pilots.
the pilots. So one is Kenny Rogers, the other one is KC, who is, I believe, some sort of other musician, but I don't know who. And then they say, like, he's like, "That's the way I like it." So I guess he's the one.
Oh,
who did
each of
that.
them say like a line from
a
their
line
song.
from one of their songs.
Yuck, yuck,
And then
yuck.
it's like there's Lance with his giant Adam's apple being like, "I don't know, there's something wrong. These instruments need to get in sync." And then like stares into the camera like, "Oh my god, bring over that Lance
That's
engineer."
good, I know.
So yeah, so that happens. And then he gets to New York.
And
we're
then I
back in-
see that I made a note saying flat tires. We're back in
Oh.
school.
We're back at school, and Alex sees that the douche guy slashed his tires. So then he paints something on the back of his car.
That was
That's
so
later
That was
on. That's
stupid.
later
No.
on.
no, that's the same thing.
This is the same time.
That's
The
same time.
revenge is something like
I just married.
just married and I suck.
You're
just
like,
married.
ha ha. Like, it was just so lame.
And he's like holding
honk.
a can of paint
No,
with the
it
paint.
says honk if I suck. And then everyone's honking and cheering, and then the D-bag guy's like, yeah! Because he doesn't
And then-
realize that
yeah.
they're honking because he sucks.
And
Right.
then they're like hiding behind a car with like a paint can and a brush.
And they're like,
"Oh, you painted this.
oh my
I'm
god,
like,
we're so bad.
I'm like, oh yeah, you're great guys. Like, yeah, so that's cool.
And then afterwards, we're back at HMV again with the old HMV tech. So back in the day, guys, before we could just buy stuff on the App Store or go to Spotify and stream things, we had to take a physical CD at an HMV and say, "Excuse me, may we listen to this?" So then they would break the plastic, bring you over to this disgusting machine that everyone had their ears in, and then you put in the and then like you could like listen to like the whole CD, I think.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
you could skip
And if
that.
it was like really popular CDs, they'd
They
already
already
be
had
preloaded
pre
in
ones.
there.
They usually have 3 CDs preloaded in here.
Yeah.
And then you pick which CD and then
It was like wood grain, and then you're just like, oh, this shit's fire. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And then you can buy stuff. And then also physical singles back then, too. I don't think they let you listen to the singles, though.
No, I don't
Did
think
they?
so.
No.
I never asked for them to listen to a specific thing. I either knew I was buying this particular boy band CD, or I would just see what they already had on their little rotation, because there'd be like a bunch of stations.
And I feel guilty because they gotta go up and gotta ask, and they're like, you know what I mean? Like it's like the
They
annoyance.
shouldn't.
I
part
never
of their
really
job.
had a problem with that though. I feel like they always had the like popular CDs
Yeah.
that you wanted to buy already in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
I think so,
Well, I
yeah.
We
mean,
would just go in there for fun sometimes to
Yeah.
listen to the
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
We didn't buy
yeah.
anything.
that's true.
Yeah,
too.
that's
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
One time, me and Cassandra Hansen moved because they had a wall of top 10 song, and Hansen was like number 10, so we like moved the number 1 and put them as number 1.
Oh, aren't you
Wow.
smart?
Then we walked around the mall and came back, and they had it fixed. It. We're like,
Ah. And you remember the posters? Like they had like these big giant like
Yes,
metal
yes.
things.
True.
You flip through the posters.
Yes.
Walmart still has
Walmart
that.
still has
That
them.
was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to find the number, and then find the tube, and then
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good time.
Those were the days.
also, fun fact about this this store is that every once in a while they like, oh, when she came in, he was like, she like looked like she was gonna like grab his ass or something, and then she pulls the CD and she's like, ooh, what's this? And it was like the C Note CD. And then at another point they're like, the NSYNC CD is there, or like, so it's just like all like just more plugging for Lou's bands, which
Oh, yeah.
like kudos to Lou, whatever.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, no, it's smart.
But
I mean,
yeah, it's
like if
pretty
you
funny.
made the movie, you'd plug your own shit, obviously,
Yeah,
right?
for
Yeah,
Makes
for
sense.
sure.
Yeah, I think like Take 5 was like even like there.
yes,
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, it was cute.
they all got their thing. Yeah.
Okay, so after we went to old HMV Tech, I have a pre-COVID handshake in New York. So this is when he meets the lady at the bar.
Yes, so he's like, what? So, which is hilarious because she looks nothing like the pictures. Granted,
No.
the pictures were black and white, but she's like blonde.
Redhead.
She's
Redhead?
not blonde.
She's a redhead.
Yeah, so she's there and she's like, oh, but she's supposed to be like the CEO of this company, and then I don't know, and then he gets her drunk,
Yes.
but then
Well, he doesn't get her drunk.
they hang out or
per
whatever.
Wine
Say.
spritzers.
He
hears-
does like this classic
Oh,
move
good
where
classic move.
he's like, she orders a white wine spritzer and he orders whatever the fuck he orders.
Scotch on the rocks or whatever.
And then he tells the waiter like, "Oh,
For
I'll
$100,
give you
switch these."
$100, and you give her my drink, and then whatever." And then so she's like, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll help you. I have the white wine spritzer."
I think they mixed up our orders. Oh, and then that's how
What's
they
your
like,
name? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
so he's
Yes.
like, all right.
He's
so
very
trying
good
to
at his job as a gigolo. Clearly,
Very
Clearly.
So he kind of tries to get info, but then he's also kind of like feeling out the situation, starting to
because
fall
he's
for
like,
her.
"Oh, she's so pretty."
Yeah, it's like a very like slow burn thing,
Yeah.
you know.
So
But
then
he
she's
does
like,
fall for her.
So he like goes to put her in the cab, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so drunk. Come back to my
Come to my
hotel."
house.
And he's like,
No,
"No,
her house.
my house." Yes, and he's like, "Oh no, blah blah blah." But I guess, yeah. So then it's the next morning.
And then it's the next morning, and then
Are we back in California at all? Or are we still in?
well, I mean, okay, I wrote down Chippendales.
Yes, but where is Chippendales?
Tommy owns this club,
Upscale nightclub.
upscale nightclub.
Mm.
Tommy is Antonio Sabato Jr., who's the brother's
Randomly
best friend.
is half
randomly.
naked half
He
the
was
time.
a soap
Like
star.
there's this one scene that makes no sense, but it's just a bunch of half naked, jacked up dudes in a locker room. Just
Yeah,
like
it was
just like
irrelevant.
hanging around for no reason.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
I was just like, Lou probably just wanted to see some hot
Some
guys.
nice
Yeah,
handy-
yeah.
Anyways, so Antonio Sabato Jr. owns a Chippendales club, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so all the guys are half naked all the time." So maybe all those people
Oh,
like
maybe they were from the club.
yeah, maybe
But-
they had something to do with that.
Do we know who the head Chippendale dancer is, my friends?
From LFO.
Devin from LFO. And he's just wearing his
There
little
he
bow
is
tie.
with his little bow tie.
He's doing what he can
Yep.
to make it work.
Yes.
You know, just
doing his
the
thing.
office life isn't for some people, and that's totally okay. All right, so then after we go to Chippendales, we are smoking cigars at a
Yeah,
park with
so
big titty ladies.
Tommy, for some reason, decides he needs to take Alex to this park. He's like, you need more confidence.
Well, Jack asks him to look after Alex, and then Alex is pissed because he's like, "I don't need
I'm a
babysitter."
teenager. I'm like 16 years old.
And
I don't
then
need to be babysat.
Jack and the financial lady, who we haven't mentioned yet,
Oh
but
yeah,
she's
the
there.
trust fund. She's like, I'm making another deposit too.
are
Alex's
like,
trust
"Shut
fund.
up, Alex! You need someone to watch
Yeah,
you."
I don't really understand her role in this.
I didn't
movie.
really get it
Mhm.
either. I
But
mean,
she's
she's very
there.
like, but something happens where like there's a spy at her workplace
Later
too.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very weird.
And then, so then, whatever, and then then Tommy is watching Alex, and then taking
At the
him
park.
to the park with a bunch of big titty ladies.
But it's like a grass park. Did you guys see sand?
Yeah.
No.
There's no sand. They're just hanging out in bikinis for
it
some
just
reason,
made no
smoking
sense.
cigars.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
very
it was
strange.
very
I was like,
weird.
this is a dream
was just like,
sequence? I
what
didn't
is
understand
And
what's
it's
happening.
all adults and a teenager for some reason.
Yeah.
It was
It
like
was
It was
weird.
very bizarre.
Mm.
So at this point, so then he goes to meet up. So now we're back in New York.
and
so
we see
Jack-
Screech.
Yeah, so Jack, so Screech is smoking.
All right.
He is a
Screech from Saved by the
Dust and Diamond, which, by the way, I don't know if you can see this, but if you look inside, it says to Lydia, Dust and Diamond. I got him to sign. I didn't realize I didn't realize that I got it signed to you, but yes, there you go. Because when I went to go meet him at McMaster, I
Yes.
did a
Didn't you,
script
like,
signed for me,
say
and then I
that?
got this
Oh, okay. Thank
for you. Because
you.
I'm a good sister.
I
forgot
didn't even
I
know
did
that
this.
existed
She didn't
until this
even
moment.
know.
Thank
Well,
you.
I knew that he had signed it. So anyways, so he's like, ugh, I wish I was off today or whatever. And he's like, you can't go in. So I think he might have given him money as well. I can't remember. But then Jack just like waltzed through the back of this kitchen.
He gave him someone.
Oh, this is this the?
This is how he
the
sneaks in to go
breakfast?
meet up
Because I'm
with
pretty
her.
sure at this point Lydia's like, how many $100 bills does he have?
I know. I was like, he kept flashing them.
So then he like goes to like, he's like, oh, thanks so much, Henri, or whoever the maitre d' guy is, in front of the kitchen. And then he's like, oh, and she's like, Jack, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, you talked about this restaurant last night.
Well, you
So
do
the
that.
point is, he sneaks through the kitchen so he can make it look like he ate there.
Yeah.
And that he's like friends with them or
So then
whatever.
she's like too
Yes.
drunk, I guess. So then
She's
that's
not
why...
drunk at this
So now
time.
she's having like brunch with her buddy, and she's all like, oh, and she's like, oh, how do you know Jack? Oh, I met him last night. And then he like kisses the friend's hand, and she's like, oh, he's like, oh, pull up a seat. He's like, oh, I already ate. But, if you're free for dinner, I would like to, take you out. And she's like, well, I could be ready for 8. And he's like, okay, sounds good. And then like waltzes out, and the friend's like, he's so cute.
So dreamy.
And then doesn't she say something about how he has a nice ass?
Yeah, the
Yes.
friend does or
The
something.
friend's like, he has a nice ass. And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then I also
She says he's really nice, and then the friend's like, he's got a nice ass.
yeah, something like that. Okay, so my next point is President's Choice Ricky Martin.
Okay, so that is Anthony Spada Jr.
Okay.
I believe.
I think so.
I don't know. A lot of
We're
people
back
are
at the
similar.
scene? We're
Lydia
back at
was-
the HMV again.
Yes.
And then
Oh yes, because Tommy's there because he's keeping an eye out for Jack.
And then
Alex.
Lydia's like, this guy looks like fucking President's Choice, which those who are not Canadian, it's like a store brand. It's like a higher end.
it's like no name Pepsi.
It's
or
a store
Coke.
brand of like food
Pepsi
products. She's like, this is like President's Choice Ricky Martin. So then Gilbert Gottfried, like literally within like 10 seconds of Lydia saying this, was like, hey, are you Ricky Martin? And he's not. But you know who is at the record store? I think that's this part.
I'm pretty sure.
Art Garfunkel.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, that was
That would be Lou
hilarious.
Pearlman's cousin.
Yep.
Makes a thing. So he comes in and
cameo.
then with a cameo with his wife
And
child.
the kid wants to get a Take 5 CD or
He's
something.
like, I want this Take 5 CD. And then he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, and then Gilbert Gottfried's like, oh my God, are you a celebrity? And he's like, yes, I'm Art Garfunkel. He's like, Art Garfinkel? Is that what is? Hey, everyone! This is Art Garfinkel
Oh my god,
in my
that's
record
so
store!
bad.
And he's just,
That
like,
was
being like-
horrible.
and the guy's like, I just want to leave. And the wife's like, this is ridiculous. And then he's like, ah! And then, yeah, and then he just like is all.
Yeah, it
being
got
nuts.
worse as
Yeah.
time
It's
went
just
on.
like- Yeah, I like entirely blocked this man from my memory and didn't realize. No.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
if
but
you're
I-
thinking to yourself at this point, it's been 33 minutes. This movie makes no fucking sense. I
That's
promise
correct.
that's how it's actually going.
Yeah.
Alright.
Like,
Okay. All right. So after we have
That's amazing.
President's Choice Ricky Martin, then we have Art Garfunkel, which you mentioned, and then we're at dinner with sexy butterfly clip hair
yes.
and
The lady,
candles
Rachel,
everywhere.
has all
Oh,
this,
she also
like-
falls down the stair. Well, he gets to her apartment and he's like trying to find. And then she has like a housekeeper servant fellow who is very racist.
He's not racist.
He's not racist, but it is a very racist caricature
Kind of
Yes,
like
of an
a
Asian man.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they were just like, "What the hell is this?"
Yikes.
We're
Wow.
like, this would not fly.
No,
Nowadays.
no.
And then, yeah. So anyway,
she walks down the
so
stairs.
he's like trying to find like ooh, maybe she said who she's selling the company to on this magazine. Oh no. Oh, is that you, Jack? Oh,
And
yeah.
then he doesn't answer and just
I
sits
know.
That was weird.
But he's like,
"Yes,
answer.
it's me." So then she like comes down the stairs and she's all like graceful and falls and he's like, oh. So and he's
She
too far
almost
away
like
to catch
broke her
her.
ankle. Like,
And then
what
they
the
have
hell?
like
Yeah.
steak or they have a bunch of fruit and cheese.
No, that's a different
That's a
time.
different time. Yeah. This is just
They go to a real restaurant this time.
But that was bad.
All right.
Continue.
And then we have a panning shot of the Trump Tower. Yikers!
Wow.
And we're like, wow. And then after that, I have.
Surprised the Donald did not make an appearance in this.
I know, me too. You probably couldn't get him in. And then we have NSYNC pizza fight.
Oh, Chris, right?
Wait, was that with the? No, I thought that was with the kids.
That's with the
Yeah.
kids.
Okay, so at a certain point before this,
Okay, sorry.
this
After
the Rachel reveals that she has a daughter.
Yes.
That she had when she was very young,
Yes.
and the daughter is now 16. So
Yes, and then the daughter's coming into town and blah blah blah, and then he gets all pissed off and he's like,
Isn't
"You didn't tell me she had a daughter, Paul Sorvino." And he's like, "The daughter's irrelevant." And then he's like, "It's not irrelevant because she's coming here." So then he decides his best laid plan is to call his brother
Mm-hmm.
and
in California,
have him fly out to New York
in the middle of the week.
to date this girl.
Well,
So they have this really awkward meetup.
yeah.
He's like, it's only going to be like a day. Don't worry about it. And then afterwards, we're like, a day? Where are they from? And then we realize he's from California. I'm like, yeah, just a day. Just a 5-hour flight. Okay.
Yikes.
So he gets there, and then they have this really awkward thing where her and Rachel and the daughter are like sitting on a bench. And, oh, hey, this is my friend Jack. Oh, hey, this is my brother. Oh. And then the daughter's like, well, Alex, maybe we should go look at New York. And he's like, oh, okay, sure. And he's like, what am I going to say? I'm so nervous. He's like, just shut up and go on this fucking date. And then the mom was all like, oh, I think she saw through me. I'm like, no shit. No shit.
So they haven't been on a date in 16
So
years.
anyways, they go to this pizza place, the two kids, Alex and the daughter, whose name I don't remember. She's a blonde
I
girl.
want to say Heather, but I don't know if that's true.
I don't recall this name.
They
Anyways.
go to a pizza place, which there's like a jokey part where she's like,
Kelly.
Kelly, okay.
Okay.
Where they go
Alex
to...
and
That's
Kelly.
such like a American movie name.
Mm.
Anyways, they go to sing, and then she's like, let's go to NYPD. And then he's like, what? And then the pizza place is called New York Pizza Deli or something.
And then they want to order a pee-pee with B.O. They're
Yeah.
like, pee-pee with B.O. They want an 18-inch pee-pee with B.O.
Is that Pollyanna who's screaming that?
No, she's like in the back.
She might have been when the other LFO go out. Blech.
Oh yes, the other LFO guy, Brad Fischetti,
Brad is on a date with a
outside.
young child.
I was
He's on a date!
Okay, he's bringing his daughter, I guess, and it looks like he's wearing eyeshadow,
Yeah,
like purple eyeshadow. So I think maybe Pollyanna was their waitress. I don't know.
I don't know, because then some waitress
So
goes
then-
up to them and he's like, don't I know you? And he's like, no.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
And they're like,
everybody.
oh, okay. So
Weird.
then Joey and JC are like, pay, 18-inch pizza with B.O. That's a pepperoni pizza with black olives. I was like, on no planet do people order it as a pepperoni pizza with B.O.
And they started fighting
Black
with the
olives.
dough.
So then,
PPBO.
so then JC's like, I don't want to make this pizza. And Joey's like, you make it. And then they
Like
start throwing
throwing it
the
at
dough
each
at each other.
And they
And
drop
then
it.
it drops, and then they're like, well, I don't want to eat that, neither do I. I'm like, you're not eating it, you're cooking! Neither of you are supposed to be eating this dough.
This was
Yeah.
horrible.
So then they
Oh
start
my God.
talking after they have get their pizza, and then Chris Rock comes by.
It comes from
And
nowhere.
he's like, hey, I'm sorry, can I borrow some chilies? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he takes it. Then he comes back like 2 minutes later. So they start talking again. Then he comes back with like an empty dispenser of napkins, and he's like, okay, yeah. So they do the thing. So then he comes back and flips his braids, because this is the time when he had braids with red in
Pineapple
it.
hair.
Mhm.
Pineapple.
He comes over, he's like, hello, my name is George. Can I have some cheese?
And then he goes down on the under the table.
And then he goes under the table, and they're like,
for like something, and then he
sure.
comes back up.
And they're like, yeah, here you go.
And then
You
he's
can have
like,
the cheese.
Can we try? Can I try this pizza? I want to see how it's
No,
good.
that's way later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's in the credits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck? And I was just like, you know what? I enjoy him. So,
Chinzia
had a great
jumped
time.
out of her seat
Yeah.
and
I
was
was like, I forgot Chris was here.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like so dumb. I love it.
but it was so dumb and made no
It didn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was
Like,
bad.
it was completely irrelevant to the movie. It was just
Yeah.
Just like, we
here's
gotta
an
get Chris in
excuse
here at some
for
point.
Chris to ham it up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Which is cute. I mean, it was all, I'm like, oh my god, is this movie over yet? I said that a few times during the movie.
It's
We
really
all
shitty.
were saying
Yes.
it by that point.
Okay, so then Chris the Clown with Pampers, napkins, and cheese. We already did that.
Yes.
Then they are in the park asking for
Oh, then there's
a.
this like random
rich-
montage.
Was there a montage?
Like I feel
yeah,
like
of
they're
them going
like
on several
roller
dates.
skating and playing basketball and whatever, and they keep changing clothes. We're like, how many fucking dates are they on?
I don't know. But Rich Cronin is dressed
yeah.
as a crop, and then when they ask him for directions or something, they walk away, and he's like, "That looks like a summer girl." You're like, and they
It
played
wasn't the kid, it was another lady.
Oh, okay. But they played Summer Girls like twice during the
Yes,
movie.
I
Yes.
noticed that because I've never noticed in a movie that you'd play the same song twice.
Yeah, usually
So I was just like,
something
oh,
else.
we're like Summer Girls, and we're like, oh.
Summer
But it
Girls,
was like
yeah.
Rich looked really good as a cop, and he looked very happy,
healthy, and that
and
was very
healthy,
sad.
So rest in
Aw.
peace. But yes,
Yeah.
yes, that was good. So at this point, is this when the mugging happens?
Yeah, so then after they have directions from the cops,
So there's like a lot of montage, sorry
Yes.
to break this
No,
up,
no,
a lot
no,
of
no.
montage of the two teens dating each other and falling in love, and then the brother and Rachel falling in love at the same time. They're all going on various dates and like
There's
doing
lots of love happening between
Yes.
the two couples.
the hugs going on.
Lots
Yeah,
of
during,
hugs, yes.
during this time, there's also a singing contest.
No, that's later.
Oh,
I think they get
That's in the
mugged
pool.
first.
The pool.
Yes.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah, okay. And then Dwayne The Rock Johnson decides to start a knife fight with our
This
main
is what
character.
Chinzy was like, this is the...
No, this actually happened.
This was
Amazing.
hilarious. I thought that was the
First I thought
best
he had a
part
gun,
of
but
the
then I
movie.
realized he had a knife, and then he's like, and he's like trying to like stab them, but then they like fight him off.
I was
both
like,
of
this
them.
would never happen.
Never.
And Alex, the wimp,
Alex would never
Couldn't be
win
a
in a
school
fight
bully,
with
has-
Dwayne Johnson.
beating up Dwayne the Rock Johnson, who's like double his height and weight
And
and
size,
muscle
yeah,
mass,
yeah.
and
I
just
was like, wow.
so then he like somehow like kicks him on the ground. Then the Alex and Kelly like run off hand in hand, just leaving him on the floor. And we're like, okay.
So bizarre.
It was.
It got worse and worse as the
And I
time
don't
went
even
on.
think Kelly even had a purse, so I don't even know he was trying to mug two
It's
kids. Like, how much
magical.
money could kids
The
have?
money's there
Yeah.
I don't
somewhere.
know. So
Stupid.
then they run off.
Then at this point, is there the concert at the pool?
I don't know.
At the
Must have
pool.
been sometime
During the
this year.
montage?
No, I
It was
think that
after
was like
the
an
montage.
isolated scene.
Was it? Okay.
So they're at this like kind of like an MTV like.
Because I'm nearing the end of my
spring break
notes, that's why I don't see
Yeah.
the pool part
Okay,
mentioned.
this,
So-
you know what? The movie is very random.
Yeah.
The bad guys get Tommy, so then
Wait, hold on. Let me see if that's in my notes. Hold on. Okay, after the rock knife fight, there's a garbage man heist. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't remember
So
this.
okay, sorry. So back to what Diane was saying. They're around the pool at one point, the kids, and then they're like,
Okay,
"Oh,
that-
let's have some like music. Oh, we're having a contest." So this one guy's like, "Oh, I want to be in the," and then this other band of people who I don't recall their name, but they're also celebrities as well. They're older. They come out, and then they're like, "Okay, it's so and so. They're judging this contest." So the first guy comes up all confident, and he's the worst singer on the planet.
Oh my gosh,
And they're
they
just
like
like,
boot
"Oh,
him
he
off the
sucks."
stage.
And then they're like, "Boo!" and they push him in the pool and stuff. So, like,
And I was like, oh my god, his smartphone! And then Chile was like, this
This
was
was
before that time.
So then
I was like,
the
oh.
girl's like, even though she's never heard Alex sing, was like, "Alex, you should sing." And then he's like, whatever. And then she like tickles him or something. And he puts up his hand and they're like, "Yes, you, sir." And he's like, "No." And then he comes and he like breaks out into this song and then like is singing to her. And
We
like,
have
has a
like-
good voice, shockingly.
Yes.
Apparently, we know.
So
the
this
song.
is what, and we're singing along for some reason. I don't know if it's just an easy song.
I don't even know.
I just
Give
think
me
to
a
like get into the
reason
movie. I don't know because it was
love you.
boring up to that point.
Anyways,
So we're like, let's
A
sing
Reason
along.
to Love Me is the song. And it's by Joey something or other. With
The
an
guy who
S.
sang it?
Yes, he's the guy who plays
Alex.
Alex.
Wonderful.
Anyway,
I kind
so-
of wonder, like, how much this guy paid to be the lead. You know,
Hopefully he got some
Um,
good money.
I feel like he was signed by Lou.
I was
he?
gonna say, he probably played with his body.
oh, nice. Okay,
So then
garbage
they're
man
like,
heist.
you need to get the name of the thing, or we're gonna kill. I don't know what the
They
hell
have Tommy for some reason.
And
the
why do
friend.
they care?
I know.
Yeah, so now the friend,
If
well,
anything,
like, oh
I'm-
shoot, the brother's in New York. He foiled our plans. Now we're gonna kidnap Tommy,
Oh,
who
is that why?
built and stuff.
Because at some point the brother's like, no, screw you. I'm not gonna screw over Rachel. She's a good
I
person.
love her.
I
She's
love
what
her. La la
We
la.
told you not to fall in love. Like,
Yeah, it's like it's dumb. So anyways, so like, we have a friend. So then somehow someone the wife Mitzi calls.
Ah, yes.
yeah.
Mitzi calls and is like,
No, but
I-
that's the end.
okay.
Is
So then,
No, that's why she have to break into the thing.
Is it
That's
the garbage man heist?
man is when
Oh,
they're
that's
wearing-
why the
Yes,
garbage man
yes.
And
heist.
they're wearing the coveralls.
Yes, that's
Yes,
That's
yes.
Oh yeah.
You're
so,
right.
so they want him to get the name of the thing, and then
Of
he
like
won't
who
give
they're
it to them.
selling.
So
the
he almost
company.
got it.
Also, she needs $2 million to save her company.
So
for
essentially,
another year.
her husband died, and that made her the CEO of this company. But then she needs $2 million to be able to float it for the next, even though they're very rich for some reason. So then they need
Like,
this $2 million.
what if the husband didn't die? Would you still be in this fucking predicament?
No, they would not.
No.
I think
because the
it's
company wouldn't be
because
for sale.
this guy is trying to like buy the company, and his offer is maybe more than the
Or-
money she has.
Well, I think it has something to do with stocks.
Yeah, because they keep mentioning stocks. Like,
So
even
I
in
think
high
he's
school, they're like,
trying to
"Oh,
get
this is what it
insider
means."
None of it
information.
makes any
So
sense.
then he could. I don't know a lot
It's
about
kind
stocks.
of interesting. Do you think that this was foreshadowing Lou's eventual
Demise.
demise?
Yes.
Hmm.
So anyway, so he like tries. I guess he needs the name so he can buy stocks in the company that's buying them out, because then their stocks will go up, right?
Yeah.
I
Something
think
weird
that's
like
what. Then
that.
there's this guy who has like a white spot in his hair.
That
He's-
was the guy who's
he's
spying on the
mole,
lady.
So he's actually friends with whatever. So then Mitzi calls and she's like, "I heard what my husband's doing to you. Blah blah blah. All of his personal files are in the New York office." He's like, "How convenient! I'm in New York." So then he gets Alex, right?
who earlier in the movie was interested in like spy gear.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that's
which we
right.
forgot to mention.
Because he was like, he had one of those like a pen that had a recording device, so then he wouldn't have to take notes. He could just record his teacher, and he was all like, "You're gonna get in so much trouble for this." Blah blah blah, and we're like, "What?
What the
He's
fuck?
taking notes, like
Like,
whatever." And she's like,
Yeah.
it's like-
"No, only your teachers find this,
This
out."
was like pre-smartphone era, so I think.
So yeah, so I guess Alex is a little smart and has a lot of spy gear.
Mm.
So then they somehow go.
Which he, for some reason, decided to pack and bring to New York with him.
yeah. I'm going on a date with a hot chick. Better bring my spy gear.
Also, I believe we forgot to mention that the company that she owns makes shape CDs.
Ah, yes.
And we know the shapes because the Backstreet Boys had those shape CDs and stuff. So it's like a plug for that as
Ah.
well. And her
Mm.
business card is like a little shape CD like thing. Anyways, whatever, not important. So then they decide they're going to sneak into this office by putting on these
So
like,
magically they knew exactly
coverall,
where to go.
not covering their faces, nothing. And then somehow he, I think, tipped a man $100 to put this little CD and give it to the guy, the security guard. So then the security guard puts it in his computer because he's a pervert.
Mhm.
He's getting all excited because I don't know if it was Innocence or
I think
some
it was
other girl
Innocence,
group.
Yeah.
So it's like they're playing a music video of this girl group and he's all like, ah. So then they sneak in and then they get to the place and then he magically in his spy kit has like a thing. He's like, "Oh no, there's a lock on the door." And it was like Diane's like,
No joke, that's literally
Yeah.
what they're like, oh no, it's locked.
it's like a keypad entrance and he's like, "No worries. Here's my spy gear. Let me put this blinking light."
a magnet with an LED in it.
And then when he got it
It
to
pops
open, he was
open.
like so shocked that it opened. I was like, I thought this was
Wow,
a.
spy gear stuff. Wow.
It worked.
So
Yeah, it was
dumb.
weird.
It was so dumb.
Yeah.
And then I guess they get. But I don't even remember what
Hey, they
happened.
got like a CD, and then it also had like the
They-
CD of their friend. He's like, "Oh, come back for that later," or like it was some stupid.
They had all these people's names on it, and then do they deliver them to the police station? Or
Ah, yes.
Yes,
They
because
called
this.
up the captain.
Lou.
Yes,
Captain Lewis?
Captain Lewis is a cop. That's my next.
That
one.
was
Yeah.
like wow.
So there's your Lou Pearlman connection.
Also foreshadowing
Yes.
Yes.
that he would be involved with the police in a different way.
Yes.
So then they somehow leak to the girl, I think, or somehow something gets leaked that this is the company that's going to buy the stuff.
Yes. So then
She tells him, it's like, oh yeah, you've been like, sexing me up. This is nice. This is the company. And he's like, I need to tell you a secret. I was sent here. And she's like, I hate you.
that's when they're eating all the fruits.
Yeah,
Yes.
with all the candles and all that
Yes.
shit. And she's like, get out of here. And it's like so like,
Oh, it's
and
very
Oh my god, her acting was so bad.
it was so bad.
No, you're
Get out!
Get out.
Leave!
Yeah, it was
Get out
terrible.
from
So
But then I feel like they hatched
develops
this
the plan.
plan
Yes.
because then she's like, I forgive you for some reason.
And then the kids are
That
like,
was so dumb.
oh, you guys are talking again? I'm like,
And they all come up with this plan that they're gonna
give a
tell
fake.
the financial lady who does Alex's trust fund, because she's getting spied on from
At
Paul
work.
Sorvino,
Yeah.
that the name of the company,
But I don't think it's the real company.
but it's not the real
No,
company
yes,
name.
yes.
And then they also call him and they're like, it's this company. And then he confirms via this woman. And then they're like, oh my god, Jack
Buy all the
came
stocks.
through. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then they buy all the stocks.
And then he's like, you didn't buy that. He's like, I only got 500,000 stocks. You need all of the more. So he's like, it's gonna look suspicious if I buy all the stocks. I don't care. We need all the stocks. So he's like, okay. And then it's like, oh my god, it raises all this thing. And then they're like, just kidding. No, wait, hold on. Does the,
It was like
does
that-
the
that is-
basketball thing happen first?
No.
That was after.
Okay, so then after Lou Pearlman is a cop, there's take 5 at a basketball game.
Yes.
Yes.
So now this happens. And then
They're like, let's go to a basketball game.
No.
they send
That's-
Alex back to California.
Yes.
That's when he has the fight with
the
what's
bully.
his thing
And
and
wins.
kicks
Deke.
Deke's ass.
Yes.
It gives him a black eye.
And then
Yeah.
he's back at the record store,
Yes.
and this is when you find out
The old lady.
that the old lady has been coming there because she had a son named Alex
Yes.
who died when he was 16, which is, I guess, how old Alex is.
And she got in an accident in the car, and that's what killed
And her
him.
son's name was also Alex.
And then that's the bracelet that had Alex in
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So like
And
this.
so that's why she keeps coming there, because he reminds her of her son.
Mm.
And
And
then,
then she's like, I want to do something because you're so good. And then this like chauffeur man comes in. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe this chauffeur is going to give him $2 million.
Yeah.
But no, they give tickets to a basketball game.
a
Yes.
celebrity basketball.
Celebrity
Celebrity.
basketball game.
Or
Kind of
take
like,
5 is dancing.
You know, the
Challenge for
the
the
whole
children.
challenge for the children stuff.
Yeah.
You did say
So
that.
anyway, so he takes his nerd friend because like for some reason the brother I think is still in
New York?
New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
They're like,
they're on the
yes,
couch
yes.
together eating popcorn.
Yeah, so the brother stays in New York because he's in love now. And then he's like, sorry, bro, you gotta go back to school. You missed too much school. Da, da, da. And then, like,
I don't want to hear about you skipping classes. I just pulled you out for multiple
Yeah.
weeks.
for no reason.
To like, no, I'm blind date, will I get
Probably a week. But anyway,
Yeah.
so,
Oh my
so, then
gosh.
they're-
Yeah.
so then him and Nerd Boy go, and they're just like, oh, yes. And then while they're there, they're like, no, you should have these tickets instead. And they're like, wow, okay. So then they, like, move to new seats with these, like, big fancy tickets.
Where'd they get the fancy tickets from?
Some guy in the crowd who I think was with the old lady, I don't know.
Oh.
Somehow it happens.
Why wouldn't they just give them the
I
nice
don't
tickets
know.
up initially? Okay.
I don't know. Something happens, and so it's clearly rigged. And now they are sitting in these other seats.
Okay.
Yes.
So then they're like, "Oh, it's time for halftime." And I guess this is such a good thing. It's now on TV, so everybody's watching this celebrity game.
Literally
Which
everyone in the movie is.
I
now
have not seen any celebrity. Maybe that's where some of the random so other celebrities are there, or maybe we just don't know these two things.
Possible.
Okay. So anyways, they're out at this basketball game, and they're like, "Next up, the person sitting in a specific seat will get to play basketball, and if you get the shot
No,
in, you get to throw
get
the
the
shot,
half
The
court
long
shot.
shot.
the long shot."
You get $3
you get
million.
$3 million. And they're like, the seat is blah, blah, blah. So Alex is just eating his popcorn, and Nerd's like,
Fancy you.
that's my seat. Alex!
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your seat number?
I know.
Alex, oh my god! What's your... He's like, what? Popcorn? Oh, my seat? He's like, oh my god, it's your seat! Your seat
And
number
he
10!
wasn't even excited or anything.
I know.
Oh,
The
okay.
people behind him was more
And they're
excited
just like,
than
you
the...
get to go for this thing. And it's not even crowded. It's like mostly empty. This
Yeah.
evening.
That's pretty
I don't
good.
know where this $3 million came from. So anyway, so they're just like, well, okay, buddy, you have to get this long shot in. And they're like, don't mess up, Alex, I believe in you. And then they're like watching, oh my god, that's Alex. And then
Everyone's watching, including the guy whose
The
ass
bully.
he
the
kicked.
bully,
Yeah.
so he's just like there with his black eye being like, you suck, you couldn't get
I
in
hate
our-
this guy.
I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. blah. So then like sweat, whatever, then he like focuses and it's very
It's like slow motion. Oh my
so
god.
then he gets to Gilbert Gottfried and he's like, that's the slowest I've ever seen a ball in my life. What is this? And then it just like slowly goes, and they're like, "Come on, Alex, you can do it!"
No,
and then it swishes in, and then the bully's like, "I love this guy."
Yeah, he's like cheering too.
Oh, sorry. Before he does the shot, they're like, "Well, what are you gonna do with this money? This $3 million?" Like, I'm gonna help out a friend who needs it. And you're just
And they're like, you're going to give away all the money?
all $3 million? Yes. Like, first of all, we were established it's only $2 million is needed. So we're like, okay, whatever. And then, and then Kelly was in her room all sad that he's gone, and she also has the TV on. We're like, it's Alex Taylor. What? So she's also watching.
Everyone's watching.
So it goes in, they
I'm
win.
so dumb. I know.
Yay,
What's going on?
they win, and then it just cuts to the bar.
Then they arrest the guy.
I stopped at the $3 million shot.
Yeah,
and
you're
then-
just like,
and then I
whatever,
was like, that's it.
whatever.
Then
So
they
good.
arrest Paul Sorvino because she obviously buys the company back, and then they gave him the fake name, so then he gets caught.
Yes, because he bought shitty stocks and the company went bankrupt.
And then the mole that's in the finance office.
No, but they also
they throw
gave
paper on his
Captain
head.
Lewis all those little CDs of his like personal things, and then he goes and arrests him.
Yes.
Lou Pearlman's there like, you're going to jail.
I know.
Yeah.
How funny. How
Yeah.
foreshadowy.
And
Yikey.
then we cut back to Tommy's bar, and everyone is there, including the children.
Yeah, that was
They're
good.
ready to celebrate.
And they're wearing like, the nerd is wearing like a fucking tuxedo or something.
Yeah.
It's very weird. And
Yes.
And they're all celebrating, and it says what everyone did.
You know, like in the 80s movies where everything goes black and there's like text like this person.
But it
did
goes
this.
by so quickly you don't really have time to read what's happening.
No, you
could read.
right.
They're
Like,
just all
shit,
dumb.
his
All
wife
dumb
did this,
things.
and those
And they're in the
songs were-
Tahitian Islands. I'm like, oh my god, are they okay?
Yeah, so they end up together. I'm assuming Alex and Kelly end up together.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's just like, whoa, great things are happening. blah,
And they
blah,
said
blah.
something about Lou, and then I was like, oh.
Lou Pearlman got a recommendation, or like, I don't know.
I
Something.
don't
It was something weird.
Anyways.
Yeah, and then we go back into
The
O
credits.
Town's
So then
living
the
room.
movie ends, and then
Thank
O
God.
Town's
We're all
like,
like, oh,
that
God.
movie was crazy. And then you realize there's not 5 people on the couch. There's now 6 people on the couch. And one of them is a member of the Jackson
Yes.
Five.
Jermaine Jackson.
Jermaine
Jermaine
Jackson
Jackson.
is on the couch. And they're like, how did you get here? Oh, sorry, wrong boy band. And you're just like, what? Like, who was that guy? And we're like, you're just watching a movie with a man in your house? Like, what the hell? Like, and they're like,
Who
oh, it
fell
was-
from the
I
sky?
can't remember. Like, oh, Trevor was a good movie or a bad movie. Or I don't
And he's
know.
like, oh, now everybody
Now
wants-"
everybody likes this. Oh, Trevor's not so bad after all. Blah, blah, blah. And you're just like,
And then it's back to the telemarketers for some reason. It was.
It
and
was
then it was
bad.
just showing like outtakes, like Chris stealing the pizza
Yeah.
from them, and like
Yeah.
them
We
throwing.
need to try
But
this
some of the
pizza.
outtakes were exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this isn't a funny or whatever. It's just like you just
A clip from a movie.
a clip from the movie that we
That
just watched.
Yes.
And then there was the music for that that song. Just give me a reason. to love
Yes,
you.
we had to hear that whole song
Just
again
give
while
me
these
a
clips were playing.
reason to love you.
All right.
Catchy.
Well,
Anyways,
that
it
was a horrible movie.
The worst.
It was okay.
Okay, here's
This-
my question.
Okay.
Okay.
Better or worse than Vampire
Better.
Bird's
Oh my god.
Oh,
Serenade?
maybe the same.
No, this one's better.
This is not better.
This is better?
This is better.
This
First
is
of all,
not
I
better.
don't
Chris is
know.
in this one.
Okay,
Oh,
for
I'll tell
you,
you
it's
what.
better.
They equally make no sense.
Yes,
Yes.
agreed. Yes.
I agree. with that.
This movie makes no sense. Vampire Bird Serenade makes no sense. So,
Both are horrible. Yeah, both
Although
are.
Vampire Bert did have some catchy songs too, though.
You
Like
love
what?
that one
Like
song.
the one about raising the money, the strip-a-thon money.
You like that crack song too. What was it
the
called?
crack song.
Oh my god.
And I don't like the bear one.
Yeah, but you like the crack one, I think.
Was that the one they're singing in the bathroom? when
Yeah,
they're
I
I
think
know
dying?
so.
it was.
Anyways, yeah.
I
So
mean,
both are horrible.
This one has more of an like.
If I had
feel
a
like-
gun to my head and I had to choose between two, I would probably pick this one because vampires are gross and like that whole drug thing was
I
bizarre.
guess you wouldn't see me then, because I would say, okay, shoot me.
I don't think
I appreciate the cameo.
I think that
I would
Vampire
appreciate
Bird
it more if I
Serenade
see-
is shorter.
Mm.
No,
So-
it's by like 3 minutes.
I feel like this is one of those
It's
like
3
dreams
minutes too
Shinzia
long.
has. You know, like Yeah.
That's really what this movie feels like. It feels like a fever dream where
Yeah.
nothing really makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know when you have a dream and like things transition and you don't know how you got from like the one place
Yeah.
to another? That's this movie.
Yeah.
It's like when you wake up at 3 a.m., you're like, oh my god, this is the best idea for a movie. And then you wake up the next day, you're like, oh my god.
What was I thinking?
Oh god. And then you still continue to make the movie.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You know
Yikes.
what? You know what? Lou had a vision. He wanted to have a movie.
He fucking
He
manifested
wanted
shit,
to,
man.
like, you know, he went and
what's
tried
better,
shit out.
this or the pendant?
Oh my gosh.
Where's my salsa?
Where's my salsa, Sarah?
Well, the pendant was only 15 minutes long. And it has Nick. But it's also more of a horror movie. I would say this is more of a rom-com, so I'm still sticking with
She's still sticking with this.
I don't know, man.
Yikes. I mean,
I guess the pendant's a little bit.
Well, the
I
pendant's
like
better than
Brittany.
Vampire
That was
Bird.
nice. I mean,
Again, they're all terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
My recommendation:
It's too
don't
bad.
watch it.
Yeah.
We watched it, so you don't have to.
But
Take
yeah,
one for the team.
if any of these people, including
I feel
NSYNC
like the problem
or
was,
O-Town or any of these people, would like to come on the podcast to discuss, please, we'd love to talk to you.
I honestly feel that a lot of the problem that I have with this is that I like when I see cameos, and there's a lot of like C Note and Innocence and Take Five and Take Five I knew, but there's a lot of people that I didn't know, and I feel like if I knew them more, I would be more enjoyable. But even back then, I didn't know who they were because we didn't care. So.
Mm-mm.
A lot of dead people, also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so sad.
Yikes.
So sad.
Yeah.
Screech, right? He's
Yeah,
passed away.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Then
Did he?
two of the
Yeah, he died
alpha-
of cancer.
Oh, it sucks. I thought he was in jail. Did he die in jail?
No.
No, he was
Oh.
out of jail.
He
but
was
Oh.
in jail, out of jail.
Oh.
Then he
Died.
got
Ow.
got cancer and died. really quick.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was very
Okay.
quick.
Yes.
So
And then the two guys from LFO also died
Yeah.
from cancer. So.
Yeah.
and Lou.
And Lou was
And
also
Lou.
one. So
Yes.
yeah, so you know it's a
Very sad.
Yeah,
very
yikers.
sad. But yeah, on that note, it's not a terrible movie.
It's
Shinzia, it is a horrible movie.
It's not the
We watched the second time.
You
and it
guys,
was even
I believe
worse.
who said this was the worst movie they'd ever seen in their life? I think it was Lydia, maybe, or
I said this one was really bad.
And then you said
and I
no,
said no.
Gigli.
Gigli is the worst
Gigli is
movie I've
bad.
ever seen in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah, don't watch
so
Gigli
don't
ever.
watch
It's
that.
the worst thing ever.
Yes,
There's some bad movies
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
this is yes.
All right.
God bless, but no thanks.
But you know what? We are always welcome to boy band collab movies. So if you want to make,
I'm
some
pretty sure if you really wanted to, you could just find the clips of all the cameos, and that would be enough for you.
This is true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Good point. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.